Hey, everybody, you found us. This is the All Meat, Hold the Anchovies podcast.
Hey, David.
Hey, Dwaine.
How are you, man?
I'm first, alphabetically, so I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, see, I was wondering if I always talk first, introduce the show, record the show, produce the show, why is your name first?
But it's only our first episode. It's not like we've ever done this before.
Yeah, right. Oh, man. So why did we put you first? Was it because of alphabetizing it?
Well, I was thinking about it today, and I thought, how things sound. David, Dwaine. David, Dwaine. Dwaine to David. I thought, ooh, maybe that sounds... No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say Dwaine and David sounds better.
If I remember correctly, I think it had to do with the feedback we would get for our Survivor Talk with D&D. I think a lot of the people said David and Dwaine. They always used your name first.
That's because they were asking me the questions and they just wanted to include you.
Oh. Oh, you're truly a butthead. Yeah. Anyway. Again, I'm Dwaine, and this is David, and this is our first episode of All Meat, Hold the Anchovies. We hope you like it. It is not a food show.
It could be, right, but it's not specifically a food show.
Food may come up.
Oh, it will come up.
It will come up.
It will come up.
Now, David and I were talking about this podcasting idea for this particular show. We haven't podcasted in about 2.5 years, I guess. It was before COVID, so 2.5 years. It's 2022 right now, January of 2022. If you're listening to this in the future, wow, that's pretty weird. There's people in the future.
Like right in 2024 or 2028.
In 100 years, an alien species finds this podcast.
Yeah, we're going to do 5 episodes and put it in a time capsule. Hopefully someone will find it.
And they're going to say, this is a representation of the human race. So, yeah. But anyway, so we were trying to figure out a name. We had already decided on All Meat, Hold the Anchovies for another podcast we were going to start that we recorded 1 episode and decided that was not for us.
We also ran into a gap, but I think you're skipping something.
What?
Why did we come out of retirement?
Well, I need something to do.
Well, we didn't stop Survivor to do another podcast. We stopped Survivor because we were ready to, I think, stop talking about Survivor. But we love talking about stuff, about anything. And we missed it. I missed it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And I love the title. It just came. I don't know if it came out of anything. I don't know what it came from.
I don't remember. I think I liked it because it was different and it wasn't specific, so we can basically it's catchy and we can talk about whatever we want.
Right. And you may have come here for food. Sorry. We might talk about food, but we're not promising anything.
At some point we might talk about my favorite snack, which I haven't had in a year. So I'm looking forward to having it again. But anyway, as we were thinking about podcast names, we decided we'd just go ahead and use this one. And according to all the various podcast naming sites, we broke the rule with our title because it has nothing to do with our podcast. So,
I didn't know there was a rule. Rule breakers. That's what we are.
That's right. But yeah, you and I used to podcast. We started in January of 2012 and podcasted through the end of 2017. So that was 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 6 years Survivor Talk with D&D.
Wow.
I know. And that, it was, I guess relatively successful. We had quite a few listeners, but I got way too deep into it. So.
And we didn't get kicked off and we didn't get sued. So yeah, we were doing something okay.
Yeah. I kind of miss all the relationships we had with all the survivors, but I don't miss doing anything about Survivor because I'm not even watching it this season. So
you didn't watch this past season?
No, did you watch it?
To be honest, I watched it, but I didn't watch the finale because I knew how it was going to end.
Oh,
not because I knew, just because I had a feeling, and my feeling was right.
Yeah, I watched the first episode, and I was just like, nah, I don't want to watch this. So we podcasted Survivor Talk with D&D for 6 years, and then we quit. We kind of stopped while we were ahead. Then we started again like a year later and did 2 or 3 seasons of Survivor. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 2 or 3 seasons of Survivor, and it was very simple. It was just audio. We didn't do YouTube video and all that kind of stuff like we used to.
And out of the ones we covered, I think only one season was good.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like, you know what? We're not enjoying this as much anymore. Mm-mm. So you don't do something if you're not enjoying it. So that's why we thought we'd try this, because David and I love to talk about stuff, right?
One of our favorite things is when we get together, we end up around 9:30, 10 o'clock at night playing cards or playing a game. Usually it's cards or it's something with dice. Very legal. No money gets exchanged whatsoever. But then about 2:30, we realized that we haven't played cards in about an hour, and we've just been talking the whole time.
Yeah. With our wives. Our wives are there.
Mostly with our wives. And then sometimes we branch off, and our wives are having a conversation, and we're having a conversation.
We're having our conversation. And then an hour later, it's like, whose bid is it?
Is it time for breakfast? Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I remember one night you laughed so hard your nose started bleeding.
I wish I could remember why I was laughing, but I remember that too, because I think you started filming it as a good friend would do.
Yeah.
You just started recording my nosebleed.
Probably so. That was back when I lived in Virginia. David and I met in Virginia.
Nope, that was in South Carolina. It was in your kitchen in South Carolina, because I can still picture it.
Oh, you're right.
We were at the little bay window table. Was it a bay window or is it just a nook?
Probably a bay window table.
And I was standing beside your refrigerator. You got up and you were crying. You were laughing so hard because I was bleeding. And I don't know what you thought, but you were just laughing. So
it was hilarious.
I know, but I can't remember what
you were still laughing while your nose was bleeding.
Yes,
you couldn't stop. Anyway, so we met in Virginia I figured it up. It was 24 years ago we met. Wow. So I moved away from Virginia, moved to South Carolina. Now I live in Alabama, and we're still great friends. So
I'm still here. Yep. You left when my son was born. Right after Davis was in May, you left in like October.
Yeah. Didn't he throw up on me or something? Like
the last time you held it. The last time you held him, he threw up on you.
Last time I held him.
Which might have been the first time.
Yeah. And how old is he now? 17, 18?
He'll be 18 in May.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. We met like the first year I was in Virginia. Mm-hmm. So, but anyway. Well, since this is the first step, you just got a little taste of what the show will be like, just us talking about stuff. But since this is the first episode, we'll briefly tell you what the premise of the show is. Basically, we like to talk about stuff, as we've already said, and we really enjoy podcasting. So we're doing another podcast. We may have a general topic on the table, but probably not. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. We will have, this is the wrong notes. I printed out the wrong notes.
That will happen often. So,
all right, hold on. Let me get the right notes.
So while he's doing that, I'll tell you that he has to have notes.
Yeah, I can't stand to do a show without notes.
When we were talking about this, I said, hey, let's just do a random topic podcast. We just talk about stuff. We don't need anything straightforward, nothing planned. He's like, okay, well, I'm going to have show notes. Of what? It starts and it stops. What do you need show notes? We got to have show notes. Okay.
No, I have to have show notes. Not we have to have show notes.
But then you showed them to me. And then you said, don't read them.
Have. Because then you knew some of the stuff I was going to start the show with. Yeah. So, all right, I'm going to go get my notes. I'm going to clap so that I know where to edit this out.
Wow.
There we go. I'll be right back. All right, you ready?
If I had something to say, we should have kept that in that you walked away.
Well, I'm probably going to keep the clapping in.
Oh, yeah, because then it claps you back in.
Yeah. All right, here we go. I don't know why I'm clapping. You remember whenever we used to record, we we each recorded our own audio, so we would clap so I could line up the audio when I was editing.
See, that's why we stopped podcasting, because we'd gotten so professional that it wasn't fun anymore. There were no mistakes.
I was obsessed.
Yeah. But you were obsessed with making it sound really, really good, and you did. So, and in fact,
the website and all that stuff.
It's funny because we both do voice recording, and that my voice recording has become what it is because of what I learned from you and doing all the professionalism. I know, just the way you treated this podcast, I never gave it two thoughts. I just show up and talk, and you.
My name should be first. So,
did you clap yet? Are we back in?
Oh yeah, we're back in. No. All right. This is the list of things that has to do with the podcast.
First episode. There you go.
We talk. We will have, this is the key. We will have conversation starters that we each bring to the episode. So like I have 4 conversation starters, and we may not get to all 4 of them because we're going to limit our show to anywhere between 30 and 40 minutes.
Well, we're halfway through 30, so we may not get to one of them. But anyway.
That's true. Well, and the thing is, David and I used to get off on tangents in our Survivor Talk podcast, and we'd have 2-hour shows. Well, we can't do that because we don't want people to have to listen to an audiobook of Dwaine and David.
This is a ride to work podcast. That's all it is.
So we'll probably just start talking and eventually get to the conversation starters like we've done.
So eventually we'll just become the 2 annoying guys that ride with you to work.
Yep. Oh, and it will be safe for work in case you are bored at work and want to have it on in the background. It will be safe for work. 99% of the time, it'll be okay for your 10-year-old to listen to. We do have a Facebook group with no members. I forgot we had it until I saw our notes from our first attempt last year.
I did too. When I saw your notes that I wasn't supposed to see, I said, we have a Facebook group? And I went to it. Oh, yeah, I'm in that Facebook group.
Yeah, I think we're the only 2 because we've never advertised it. We're not going to even let anybody know we're recording this until we release it, which will be after 5 episodes. So when you get this episode, there should be 5 episodes if you caught it at the beginning. Anyway, it's facebook.com/groups/allmeat, ALLMEAT. So, all right, we've already talked about all that stuff. So, did you have a good day today, man? I had 2 weeks that I had COVID, so I was out of work for 2 weeks.
How sick did you get?
Pretty much every day was a different symptom. I had my first fever in 40 years with COVID for about 5 hours. Yeah.
You don't get fevers at all?
Even when I have the flu, I go in the doctor. They go, do you have a fever? And I'm like, no, but I never get fevers. So, well, you don't have the flu. You don't have. Yes, I do. Do a test.
Yeah.
And sure enough. So, but I have a lingering symptom that I hope goes away for about 3 hours today. My chest hurt really badly. And that's one of that can be a symptom. So about every 2 days or so, oh man, it hurts.
Do you have a bad cough?
I did. I had a bad cough and sore throat.
Did you have trouble breathing at all, like heavy heaves or anything?
Yeah, but my blood oxygen level never went low. So that's good.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I've been 2 weeks, not being at work, and I tried to sing last Wednesday, and I sang like 6 words, and I went into a coughing fit in my office, and so I had to get someone else to sing for me that night. But anyway. All right. Oh, we were going to use a randomizer to see who goes first, but I don't know where my phone is. So
I was trying to find the text that you said, I wish you were here so you could watch me die. But that's how sick you were. So
Yep. I have this app on my phone. Okay, go ahead.
Which is kind of morbid. So I'll leave it at that.
All right, let's see. We're going to go to my randomizer, randomly pick an item from the list.
I thought you were picking who goes first.
I am. The list will be Dwaine and David.
Oh, just us? Okay.
Yeah. Well, there's no one else on the show. How do I do this? I don't remember.
Oh, do you want me to clap?
No. I'll just, I'll figure it out. Let's see. List. All lists. Create a list.
This is a great tutorial for how to use a randomizer.
I'm saying create list and it's not doing anything. All right, we'll just flip a coin.
Actually, that's an idea for our future podcast. You need to tell me how to use I don't even know.
Certainly not this. Oh, no. I got to create the list name.
Okay. Instagram. My granddog has an Instagram account and asked me to follow him.
Granddog? So, what the heck is that?
A Bailey's dog.
Oh, okay. Dude, it's not a human. Don't call it your granddog. All right, here we go.
He calls me Grandpa.
Are you ready? Here comes the randomizer. Randomizer music. David, you're first. You get to start.
Good.
Oh, man, I am nervous. Well, I mean, what if I don't know an answer?
Oh, no, it's not a quiz. I told you this is going to be fun. This is the perfect conversation starter for us because it's a good way for people to know who we are and what we like.
You know, so, we're never going to get to all four of my.
No, we're going to do my one, and we're going to hit 42 minutes. So.
And then we'll record episode 2.
Yeah. Although I should say this for episode 2 because I think it could take a while. Now, I tell you what, I'll do an easier one.
No, I mean you can do this one, and if it runs into episode 2, people will want to listen to episode 2.
No, because the randomizer is going to pick me next anyway. So, now you and I are both veterans at dieting. I've had one successful diet. You've had your most recent one has been very successful because you lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, 51 pounds right now.
So just to let people know who we are, if there was one dish, one meal that you could have on your diet and it not count against you.
Well, first of all, I'm not on the diet anymore.
Did you do Noom or something?
No, it's a long thing. It was a medical thing, no surgery or anything.
But you still look great.
Medically monitored and all that kind of stuff. But now I'm on maintenance, so I can eat whatever I want. But I can't eat whatever I want because I'll gain weight again. So,
is there a monthly fee?
No.
On maintenance?
Shut up. So what meal would I want to eat that would not affect me? Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
What kind of food? What food would you want? It can't be a whole 5-course meal, but like one main item, one big thing that you can't have on a diet.
Okay. Because so you're talking about when I'm actively losing weight.
Yes.
Because right now I'm eating healthily, but I still have my favorite food, which is a steak. Right, so I'll order like a New York strip or something. So that's my favorite.
But that's all protein. You can have that though, right?
Well, I mean, a 16-ounce New York strip I had last night was like 600 calories or something. So, on the restricted diet though, I red meat has, it's not as healthy as food grown. Anyway, if I could have anything, oh man, you've already thought of an answer for this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I would probably say that, and it wouldn't count against me. I wouldn't gain any weight because of it or anything like that. Right.
Correct.
I guess the first thing that comes to my mind is lasagna, but I don't eat it a lot. But I know how ridiculously full of calories it is. So I guess lasagna.
What kind?
From like a really nice Italian restaurant.
So we've Terry is like a lasagna queen. If she makes my lasagna, she makes a meat sauce with pepperoni, Italian sausage, ground beef, garlic. It's just I could just eat that with a spoon or out of a cup. But she'll just make lasagna like that, and she also makes an amazing vegetarian lasagna. It's got eggplant and stuff in it. Ricotta's got everything in it. It's really good. And it's
okay, but if I'm going to eat lasagna off diet,
right.
I'm not going to eat a vegetarian thing.
You're going to eat
and also, it's not just the lasagna; it's the 3 servings of lasagna. It's the amount of lasagna with breadsticks that really is the problem. So, anyway, so your wife, you make a mean lasagna, is what you're saying.
Terry does.
But she uses your recipe.
Well, she does it the way she knows I would like it. So I'm not a big pasta person. I could do without pasta. I could give up pasta.
Oh yeah.
I'm just not it's not a big thing, but I love her lasagna because it's
Yeah.
stacked thick and it's just really good. But in the same genre, my one thing would be pizza from anywhere, any kind with stuffed crust and covered in greasy meat. I mean, that is in fact, I think about ways I can have pizza. I think through my week. So tomorrow, Terry is taking her mom out of town for a family thing, and she won't be back till Wednesday. So tomorrow night, Davis has Taekwondo. So I told him, I said, so look, it's just me and you tomorrow. You don't want to fill up before we go. You want to have a snack, get in there, do your Taekwondo kicking stuff, whatever you're doing. While you're there, that pizza place is right in the front of the shopping center. I will have it in the car, smelling up the car. I'll get you a Supreme. We'll have a big one. And then we'll come back home and watch something while we're eating that. See, so I plan my week according to when I can get pizza. However, that's going to be the only pizza I have for this week because pizza is
it's ridiculous.
Yes, especially all the pasta bread.
Okay, so you get Supreme. You like all the olives and green peppers and all that kind of stuff?
I like meat. I'm an all meat, no, hold the anchovies type person. So, but but I do like flavors. I like peppers and onions. I love that kind of stuff. And he likes the Supreme because I love that he loves it because he said, I just like Supreme because you get like 5 different flavors when you take a bite. I said, you're exactly right. That's the benefit of Supreme. So we'll get a pepperoni sausage, peppers, and onions. He said, that's plenty. No more Supreme stuff. Just pepper and onions and the pepperoni sausage.
Wait, and there's like green peppers thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then onions. No mushrooms, no olives, none of that mess. Let's try. You don't like that? I love onions on pizza.
I don't like green peppers, probably because of the texture, I guess.
It's funny because I didn't used to either until I started cooking a while back. And now I use green peppers multiple times a week. Stuffed peppers, I'll put them in different meals and stuff for the flavor. Yeah. But if you really want good flavor for breakfast stuff, it's the red, orange, and yellow peppers. Do those a lot.
Yeah. Well, the brighter the color and the more healthy it is.
And no, I didn't know that, but it also tastes less, I don't want to say dirt, but it just, to me, it doesn't have that grassy taste to it. It's more vibrant. It's just got a better taste to it, except for jalapeno peppers. Do you like stuffed bacon wrap jalapeno peppers? Ooh.
Are you kidding me? No, it's hot.
No,
I don't like hot.
I
don't like
out.
Spicy.
No, you take the seeds out. You can't really tell. Those are really good too. Oh, I've added a lot of vegetables to my menus because cooking, you can't have it. Everything else gets plain if you don't add stuff to it.
Yeah.
So I do like that.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, okay, so you're taking a healthy food of a pepper and you're stuffing it, so it's not healthy anymore, right? It's kind of like getting a salad and putting ranch dressing on it, like 8 cups of ranch dressing on it, kind of defeating the purpose.
Yeah, I did that the other day. I had to throw away the rest of my salad because it was nothing but Thousand Island.
It was all gooey and ooey because it wasn't crisp anymore.
So you're saying me taking a banana and dipping it in the bowl of Cool Whip is not necessarily healthy?
Are you kidding me?
You've never done that?
No.
It's when the bowl is almost empty and you only got a few scoops. Instead of messing up another bowl, you just take the banana or the cookie or the donut, whatever you got in your hand, and just wipe it through the bowl. I just add a little Cool Whip to it.
Ooh, maybe I'd eat donuts. As many donuts as I could scarf.
See, I've had time to think about it. And I could
see like a blueberry. Oh man. But not like, I don't like blueberry donuts that aren't kind of crispy on the outside, kind of a little crunch on the outside.
Whose do you like?
Well, it's a K-May here. It's like one of those family owned things. Mm-hmm. Best donut I ever had was in Texas. And some small podunk town. I was at church that morning, and that group had donuts. It was the best, absolute best glazed donut I've ever had in my life, and I've never been able to find one as good.
Were you starving, or was it just fresh?
No, it was amazing. Oh, it was so good. It was like all the glaze. Yeah, all the glaze was like crispy and it was a thick donut, like 1.5 inches in diameter or more, so.
So me and a buddy of mine, we used to work together for the contracting company I used to work for. We used to, of course, every day we drive to the customer and we put in cable or telephones, whatever it was. And we would always try to find customers that were around a certain Krispy Kreme. And we'd always catch them when the light was on.
Yeah.
And we'd always grab a dozen. And we would scarf as many down as we could, and which was 6 each. And we could never get to 6 each. After about 3, maybe 4, it's like, oh, we're going to need a nap or somewhere to detox from all the sugar we just took.
I think Krispy Kremes are overrated.
Really?
Well, I mean, okay, so it's overrated. They're not bad donuts. They taste good, but they're overrated. People treat them like they're God's gift to donuts. Kind of like some people do Dunkin' Donuts, and Dunkin' Donuts are the worst. They're like eating a dry cake.
That's where Davis worked this past summer.
Well, their donuts are cruddy. Well, their glazed donuts are cruddy.
But I agree. I'm not a cake donut person. I'm not an airy donut person.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I like Krispy Kreme and I'll eat them because, they're good, but I think they're overrated. So
Terry is watching her sugar intake, which has caused me to watch my sugar intake. So I've noticed that it's not that I don't tolerate sweets as much. I just cut off sweets very quickly after I start eating them. I don't know. I'm seeing piles of sugar now when I go to eat sweets. And it's
like
actually
lost some weight. Have you lost some weight?
I don't know. She thinks I have. I haven't seen you
Skyping or anything in probably since last July or June.
According to our Skype, yeah.
According to our Skype log.
It was last July.
Oh, man. By the way, one of the first things I said was this is not a food show, and you open with a food conversation starter and even use the title of the podcast in your conversation.
Ding, ding. I win.
Way to go. I forgot to come up with my own answer for some of these questions.
I didn't write mine. I just mentally thought so I could change them if I wanted.
Oh, okay. So we have a little bit of time left, so this one shouldn't take that long. What do old people get away with that younger people don't? What do old people get away with that younger people don't?
This is not a test. This is just my opinion on what I think older people get away with.
Oh, yeah, that's just a conversation starter.
It sounds like a joke.
Yeah, really. It's like everybody's going, what's the punchline? No, but you know how you're out in public and older people do stuff and you're like,
oh, yeah,
I could not get away with that.
Well, for one, passing gas.
Yes.
And it's probably because they don't realize they've done it. Or if they do, good on them. If they did it on purpose.
Did you ever see that movie? I think it was Nicolas Cage and it was The Bucket List or something like that.
The Bucket List.
Not Nicolas Cage.
Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman. Yeah.
Yes.
So let's just make this clear now. Dwaine has no recollection of anybody that's in any movie. So he will just randomly throw out names and hope he gets the right movie.
And David knows everybody's name in movies. So we'll be talking about a movie and David will say the actor's name, right? So we're watching Batman or whatever and he'll say the actor's name. I'm
Christian Bale. Yeah.
Who the heck are you talking about? Okay, Batman's not a good example, but I'd be like, who are you? Which character is that? And he's like, oh, well, and he was in this movie and that movie. And
So now I've got Terry going, where did we see them in? What did we just see them in? They were just in something. So we have to pause, go to IMDb, figure out where it was.
That happened to me the other day. I was watching something. But anyway, so what was I saying? Dang,
old people.
Oh, Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman, right? And Jack Nicholson said one of the things that you have to be careful of whenever you're old is that don't ever force a fart because it may not be a fart.
That's not just an old person thing.
Never force one because it might not be one. That happened to, well, I don't know if I should say, one of the guys in my band had to leave because he accidentally did that and he had to go home. I was like, great, wonderful. I was like, suck it up, man. Go in there, wipe off, and get back out here. But anyway.
So
yeah, they get away with passing gas. They get away with like talking to, like, going up and being uncomfortably close to your baby, you know, and like touching your baby or touching a woman's belly when she's pregnant, you know, like old ladies will do that. And the mom's like, get away from my belly, but they don't, you know, they get away with it.
Ugh, but no, don't rub a woman's belly. That's too much.
Why do they get away with this stuff? I don't know. I guess we're just don't want to hurt their feelings or something. I don't know. But I like the passing gas in public. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, we do. Other people don't.
No. So, all right, man. Well, that was our first episode at 35 minutes, which is pretty darn good.
That's good.
And so we're going to go ahead and record episode 2 here in a minute. And I think I have a pretty good question or conversation starter for episode 2. So we'll see how that goes.
If it's not good, mine's going to be better.
Oh, do you have a really good one for next time?
Mm-hmm.
I have one related to television.
So do I.
Well, I want to tease it for next episode.
So do
I want to. Do you really?
I do, but don't. I mean, you just teased it, so they'll come back for it.
All right. Well, everybody, thanks for listening. I'm Dwaine, and this is David, and we're going to say goodbye. See you later.
Goodbye.